Hey, all you powerboat lovers out there in YouTube world, Stu Jones and producer Ryan McCoy back here with Florida Powerboat Club's channel, and we are continuing coverage of our annual Emerald Coast Powerboat Week event, the 2021 edition here in the heart of the Florida Panhandle. Getting now on to episode 2 with complete coverage, and before we get started, let's thank our sponsors. Our 2021 series sponsors include Blackwater Boats, Deep Impact Custom Boats, and their worldwide dealer, Plantation Boat Mart. Mystic Powerboats, and newest to our 21 series sponsors is Cigarette Racing Team and their authorized dealer, Top Gun Yachts. Also, their Florida dealer, Chief Marine Group in Isla Mirada, Midnight Express Powerboats, Myco Trailers, Mercury Racing Wide Open, Performance Boat Center with 2 locations in Florida and Missouri, and Nortec High Performance Boats. In addition to our series sponsors, we'd like to welcome feature sponsors for the Emerald Coast event, including Alicomp Insurance, Emerald Grand and Harbor Walk Village, our poker run headquarters, Legendary Marina Destin, our official launching and staging headquarters for the event, and AJ's Seafood and Oyster Bar on the Destin Harbor, our official sponsor dock for the event, and our newest sponsor, Fear the River Poker League. So let's get you guys up to speed and kind of pick you up to where we were on our last episode. It was Thursday, and we were in the middle of the Thursday fun run where we had stopped off and had lunch at Legendary Marina, where there is a huge Lulu's on site. But we wanted to mix things up a little bit and give you guys a little bit of fun with some high-speed aerials. And we didn't fly the helicopter until Friday morning, and that was the fun run heading from Destin to Navarre, Florida to Juanas. So we gave you guys a little teaser. And of course, for those of you who love the bikinis, yes, indeed, we moved it back to Thursday night, where we had the Miss Powerboat Week contest started off at Harry T's at Harbor Walk Village, and it was a lot of fun and a festive evening. So for episode 2, we're going to continue that mix and get things started off where we left our club members at Lulu's, where they were having a great lunch. And if you can imagine just how beautiful this September day is here, and changing it from August to September was a big applaud from everybody who attended, because the weather was so much nicer. It looks like Dawn and her crew enjoying this view from the Legendary Yacht Club, which is right beside Lulu's. And here's inside Lulu's, and you can see why it's such a great place. Just a very open air and festive atmosphere, but great food, and everyone always comes away happy after having lunch at Lulu's. And it's really a big place, and we're a big club, and we've got big events. So when I call them up and say, hey, I'm going to bring you 125 or 150 people for lunch, they're like, bring it on, Stu. We're happy to have you. And that's exactly how it went. Everyone just had a great stay. Now, remember, if you don't want to hang out inside, you can go outside, because that's where all the action is as far as all the boats. You can see a wide variety of center consoles to the right and to the left. That's an MTI 44. That was a Statement center console. Looks like a Donzi ZR on the right and a Polini Cat on the left. And then way over on the other side, a whole dock full of cool boats. And guys, what it's really about is all these pretty ladies. Team X-Cat First Mate Kelsey and her female crew member getting ready for a fun weekend ahead. And this is the kind of festive vibe that we just love around poker runs. And it doesn't matter where you go, you're going to get fun-spirited people. And a real big thank you to everyone here at Legendary Marina and Lulu's for a warm reception. Well, we just had a nice stop over at Legendary Marina in Destin, playing a much bigger role in the poker run this year than ever before, providing us with an entire staging package where people can actually drop their boats off here on trailers, get them offloaded by their crew, put them in the water for the poker run, and take them out of the water at the end of each day. Not a bad deal, really, if you're here for 4 days, having the peace of mind of knowing your boat's out of the water each day, rinsed off and put back on a rack. Something new, we're giving it a try. Seems to have some good traction here, because we have about 20 teams that are doing that here for the poker run, and out of 80, that's not a bad showing. But we had a lot more boats here this afternoon, Thursday, for the fun run, which we took through the Choctawhatchee Bay areas. We ended up back here at Legendary, which of course has Lulu's on its doorstep, a great place for lunch. We all enjoyed a wonderful lunch here. The food was fabulous. The service was fantastic. And the weather is continuing to be beautiful here on this Thursday afternoon. Getting ahead of myself. A big show tonight, too. We're going to have the kickoff party at the Harbor Walk Village. Harry T's going to be the Miss Powerboat Week. Of course, Friday night, another big party at AJ's, and a lot of boating in between. So enjoying a lot of boating fun with our friends at the Florida Powerboat Club. And clearly a lot of variety in our fleet, as we just saw that big 43-foot Sensation, pair of Mercury Racing 700s. And now we look here at this brand new Nortec 390 Sport with quad Mercury Racing 450s. So just comparing the old to the new, here we are with the brand new center console, very sexy, stylish boat. But it's got 1,800 horsepower, and you can barely hear her as she zips by, purrs by the dock. You can barely even hear those engines on. So just a sign of the time, guys, of the changing environment from these performance stern drive boats to these outboard center consoles. And for those of you who love catamarans, well, this MTI 44 with a pair of Mercury Racing 1100s. Guys, it doesn't get much better than this. Frank Pulte, all the way from France. He's a long way from home. Captain Sean Evans, who is crew chief for the boat, hauled it all the way up from South Florida to be here for this Emerald Coast weekend. And this is one beautiful MTI. And as I said before, a real stark comparison to some of the old school stern drives to these newer QC4 platforms from Mercury Racing. This boat with 2,200 horsepower, just idling at the dock, very mellow. These engines are just so docile and so pleasant to operate, and we just don't make as much noise as we used to. And as much variety as we see in the styles of boats that we have on this 80-boat poker run, we'd also like to compare all the different home ports. Jack Stewart here in his 32-foot Doug Wright Cat, he's only maybe 50 miles from home. He's from Panama City Beach, just to the east of us. And yet we look around at the docks and we see boats like this big 48-foot Fountain Express cruiser came all the way from North Carolina. Can you imagine trailering that big beast down the highway? And there's a Deep Impact from South Florida. We just saw a Fountain that came in from Texas. So it just kind of proves that this sport and certainly this powerboating lifestyle attracts so many different people from so many different places. I think we have more than 20 states represented on this poker run for the weekend. And riding on board today with this brand new Deep Impact 399, you can see the new style helm and rooftop. This, of course, the open model, lots of seating for all your friends and lots of horsepower, quad Mercury Racing 400Rs. And at the helm today, none other than Mark Fisher, his wife Eileen, owners of Deep Impact and Blackwater Boats, and joining us for the weekend also their worldwide dealer, Plantation Boat Mart from the Florida Keys. And it's just a short ride from legendary Marina through Choctawhatchee Bay and back around into Destin Harbor. That's the Highway 98 bridge that separates Crab Island from Destin Harbor. What you can't see is just off to the right, and that's Destin's East Pass. It's a beautiful inlet to go out into the Gulf waters, and the colors of the waters are just spectacular. And it's those white sandy beaches that make it so popular with boaters. A lot of us just finding a nice spot to nestle up on. This is an area called Noriego Point, and you can see the soft sand as well as deep water at the drives. And on any given weekend, you could easily see at least a couple of hundred boats parked along this sandy beach. Well, guys, as promised, we're going to give you some high-speed aerials now. We're jumping ahead to Friday for the fun run, which headed westbound from Destin towards Navarre Beach, which is about a 25-mile ride. Catching up now to George Ariano, who's on cruise control with this M35. It's a DCB powered by Mercury Racing 1350s. A fast ride, but he's just on cruise control. And just a beautiful ride up here in the helicopter. Looks like Octavio and his Outer Limits passing by, and a group of center consoles. What I really like about it is I see a lot of spacing between the boats. Nobody's really hot rodding to get to the lunch stop today. Everyone's just in a chill mode, having a nice ride here on these beautiful protected waters along the intracoastal route, which, by the way, doesn't really look like an intracoastal because it's got so much open water. Now catching up with Dennis Delatorre, Team Plantation Boat Mart. This is a 36-foot Blackwater triple Mercury 350 Verados, making it really the ideal poker run entry boat. Guys, it's not a hot rod. It's not going to go 90 miles an hour, but it's going to get you there safely all day long. Go on and enjoy a poker run or go on out fishing. It's fully equipped. And it's another Deep Impact 399, this one with quad Mercury 350 Verados, Paul Bertucci, Team Beer Money. We met Paul here probably 15 or more years ago, probably closer to 20 actually, when he had a fountain. But since then, he's owned a few powerboats, a couple of Nortecs along the way. But now this Deep Impact 399 is suiting his lifestyle just perfectly. And I think it was also the ideal platform for the FPC girls. They seem to be having a great time. Thanks very much to Paul for welcoming the entire FPC crew along to go for a ride today. And I'd like to thank Paul Bertucci for his hospitality. He's invited us many times to ride on his boat. And he is a beer distributor from Gulfport, Mississippi, hence the name Team Beer Money. And now here's a better look at this brand new Deep Impact 399, Mark and Eileen Fisher on board. Quad Mercury Racing 400Rs. We call it the champagne boat, but take a close look. It's got all that new styling with a new center console and different roof line. And certainly a very stylish boat, but yet with offshore pedigree that can handle the rigors of offshore riding. Of course, we're just having a nice, very smooth and comfortable ride today along these protected waters of the intracoastal. And I think those FPC girls are just digging it. And as the helicopter pulls just a little wider, we're going to get this manufacturer sponsor showcase. Yes, it's the money shot, guys, with that 36-foot Blackwater in the foreground and those two Deep Impacts riding alongside. This represents just a tip of the iceberg in terms of all of the different models and styling that you can get from both the Blackwater and the Deep Impact brand. Blackwater also known for its popular 41 and 43 models, and Deep Impact will be introducing its new 499 model by the end of 2022, we're told. Let's say hi now to Don and Donald Haddon, who are joining us with this brand new Concept 4400, a set of Mercury Racing 450Rs, and plenty of room for all their friends. And a big shout out to Hunter Moses, his first time here on this event in this 29-foot Cobra, all the way from Lake Havasu, Arizona. That's an amazing accomplishment. 4,000 miles round trip. All right, Hunter. And some great shots here as we arrive at Juanas Pagodas in Navarre, a place that we have all come to love, and you can see why. And just all of that, hundreds and hundreds of feet of white sandy beach, soft on the bottom of the boat. Nice to jump in and go for a swim. And you can see just an incredible mix of powerboats here at the event. And what I like about coming here on this Friday afternoon is that For the most part, these are almost all Poker Run entries. So by moving the event to September and by staging this event on a Friday afternoon, puts us a little bit into this off-season kind of shoulder season, which is why we're able to have plenty of parking for the boats and be able to reserve, giant parking lots here with Navarre Fire Station to land our helicopters. That, of course, is Derek's 1 Carat. That's a Bell 505. And this helicopter typically follows Derek and his crew along on the Poker Run event. Not that many people in the back seats, but I did get a chance to fly with him on Saturday. And now more about Juanas and why is it that it's such a festive vibe here all the time? Well, first of all, you're on a sandy beach. You got to love that. The weather's beautiful. They have live entertainment every time we visit. And the food, of course, is fantastic. There's just something about Juanas that makes it such a fun stopover for boaters, whether you're on a Poker Run or whether it's just on any given weekend. And it doesn't matter if it's in the spring or the summer or the fall. There's just always a nice, pleasant atmosphere here at Juanas. I'd like to thank our lunch sponsor, which is Allocomp Insurance, Stephen and Kelly Marino. And this Friday lunch is something that's becoming a little more structured for the Poker Run because we can get, a lot of the boats here for a Friday engagement, but it's going to be much more difficult to do that on a Saturday. So with the crowded waterways and the large participation of 80 or more boats, we just find it much easier to break the lunch stops up into multiple destinations for the Saturday run. So thank you very much to Kevin Rudsky, the owner of Juanas, and all of his staff for rolling out the red carpet and making this a wonderful lunch stopover on this Friday afternoon. And we are now back up in our Robinson R44 with our local crew as the boats get back out onto the waterways. I'm going to be heading eastbound now back towards Fort Walton Beach and Destin as we now zoom in on Derek Walkup in his 52-foot MTI Team Black Diamond. And once again, like I said in the last show, this is a boat that we usually just get the rooster tail of because he's going so fast. It's hard to keep up with him in a helicopter that only goes 120 when we've got a boat that easily will go well over 160. But he's got wide open waterway today. He's pushing the throttles, and it's not likely we're going to get much closer than this. So once again, we're going to let those front runners go the way they like to, and that's really, really fast, and get the helicopter to circle back and pick up, well, everybody else. But you can see that it's just a casual vibe today. Nobody's really in a big, huge hurry to get back. It's such a beautiful day, and by moving this event to September from August, I think we just don't have that tremendous heat and humidity that usually just makes us want to go back and jump into the AC. This is 6 Carat. This is Derek Walkup's 59-foot Cigarette Tirana, a boat that made its big debut at the Miami Boat Show about 2 years earlier, and it's got 6 Mercury Racing 450s. It originally came out with 6 Mercury 400Rs, but later when the 450 was introduced, it got the first set of 6. And we call this the Black Diamond Fleet. Most of these boats will stay right here in Destin throughout the summer months, but then in the fall, they'll all come down and attend the Key West Poker Run, which travels from Miami, of course, down to Key West. Special thanks to Derek and his team for being such great supporters of the club. And just another amazing shot as we've got a group of about 5 boats all heading eastbound now on this intracoastal waterway. Everybody spread out nicely, very safe formation as they head back to Homeports. Neil and Cindy Campbell now, they're all the way from St. Pete Clearwater area with their Mystic 42. It's not their first rodeo. They love coming to this event year after year, and they always have a spirited team. And it looks like it's his first time for this event. Tom Wilson from Virginia in this 34-foot Sensation CCX Triple Mercury 400Rs. First time here for this beautiful 34. Glad you guys could make it. And the big thumbs up for wearing your life jackets. All right. And it's not his first poker run with FPC, but it's his first time here at the Emerald Coast. Jeff Heffling from Indiana in this 42-foot fountain. It's powered by big Mercury Racing 700s. And big points for this resto mod with the Stephen Miles paint job. It's a 99 fountain, redone in 16. And let's welcome back Stephen and Casey Head from Alabama and Team Toots, a Formula 353. 2 years in a row now for this Emerald Coast event, and they're even doing the Orange Beach event now. So we're seeing them more and more often. They said the reason they keep coming back is because they meet so many fun people. Now this is a 2000 model Formula with a pair of Merc 502s. I like what Steven said in the video bio. He said to never be intimidated about joining the club if you have a slower boat. He said that they felt that way when they first joined the club, but they started meeting people and then they realized nobody cares how old or how slow your boat is. Everyone's there to have fun. And one of the teams that just keeps coming back, Rufus Scott from Georgia in this 47-foot fountain, powered by triple Merc 525s. He's a hardcore boater, loves to have fun and meet people on these runs. And a little more time with our sponsor, Deep Impact Custom Boats. Mark and Eileen here on this brand new $399 Open, powered by Quad Mercury 400Rs. And it's Larry and Heather Montalero. They've been here many times before, but they're changing it up. Team fully involved is now a Nortec 340 Sport. Last time we saw them, they were in a Fountain 33 Lightning. Larry said in his video bio that he never thought he'd enjoy moving to a center console, but now that they've had one, they are truly enjoying it. He's not sure he's going to go back to a high-performance boat again. I don't know, Larry. We'll see. Well, guys, I think that was a great aerial segment from our Friday fun run, but I know you guys want to see some bikinis, so let's move back to our Thursday night Miss Powerboat Week contest, which was staged for the very first time at Harry T's in Harbor Walk Village. And this is always a great way to kick off any poker run, and the Miss Powerboat Week contest has been a tradition here at the Emerald Coast for as long as I can remember. And kicking things off is the beautiful Miss Shelby, who's been on a lot of these events before. And remember that we have an entire segment dedicated to cocktail dresses. That's how we kick things off for the contest. And I think it's a classy way to do things. And we have Miss Amber Content to thank for that, because it's her format, it's her show, and she always does a fantastic job, not only finding these beautiful ladies, but really putting on a great show that everyone seems to appreciate. Of course, thanks to our video cameras, you guys are going to get a front row seat to the entire show. But remember, if you're at the event, if you want to get a front row seat, you've got to be a judge. And all you've got to do is make a donation to our foundation, and we'll put you on that front seat, and we'll raise money for local charities. And we'll be happy to share with you all of the information about those charities. There were 4 in all, and we will wrap up those details in our final episode of coverage. But meanwhile, we've got the beautiful Miss Autumn here in her very colorful cocktail dress, and she's a newcomer to the group here. I believe it is her first time doing the Miss Powerboat Week contest with us, and so happy to have this young lady on board. And really the best part is that many of these FPC girls and these contestants in the Miss Powerboat Week are not just here for the Thursday night contest. They've actually been brought into town, some of them, and some of them, of course, are local, and they're going to be participating with us throughout the poker run on Friday and even on Saturday as we continue on with our coverage. So nice to have these lovely ladies joining us throughout the entire weekend. Now, there's just something about having all 8 of our beautiful contestants up on the stage at one time. And I don't envy any of the judges at this point, because they have got a very tough job ahead of them to be able to judge for first, second, and third place when all of these girls, in my opinion, are a 10. But, of course, the numbers will never add up, and we won't be able to pick winners if all the judges give them a 10, altogether judging 3 rounds. The first round here in cocktail dresses, and the next 2 in their personal choice of swimwear. That's right, guys. The bikinis are coming out, so stick around. Well, it was nice to see Andrea returning, and for those of you who have been following us, a lot of familiar faces in this contest. But Sandra, well, it's her very first time joining us on the Miss Powerboat Week contest. So that will bring us to a total of 5 contestants who have shown off their black bikinis for this swimwear segment. That means we've got 3 more to go, guys, and another entire segment before we choose our winners. But it's getting to that 30-minute mark, and you know what that means, guys. Time to say goodbye here as we close off episode 2 with feature coverage of the Emerald Coast Powerboat Week from one of America's top boating playgrounds here in Destin, Fort Walton Beach, in the heart of the Florida Panhandle. It's been a fun night here at Harry T's in Harbor Walk Village, and remember, it's only Thursday night, and we've got 3 or 4 days still ahead of us for a lot of boating fun, making new friends, and enjoying these amazing waterways from Sandestin to Pensacola Beach. But you don't want to miss another episode, so be sure to watch us right here on YouTube. Smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events in 2021, as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.